What's burning? What's burning? What's burning with KB?
It's time for What's Burnin' with Kevin KB Burns, presented by Bill Lacasse and SRG Financial Advisors. But first, please join us as we honor our great nation with the playing of our national anthem. And now your host, Kevin KB Burns.
Hey, it's KB, and I am so glad to be back in front of the camera for a change with this edition of What's Burnin' on Lake TV, and we've got a great show lined up for you. We're going to be talking with the candidate for presiding commissioner of Camden County, Ike Skelton. We'll also have an opportunity to head out on the trail. Now, we have gone all over the Lake of the Ozarks area. This time, we're taking it out of the lake area, headed a little to the north to jump on the Santa Fe Trail, on the trail, with Mr. Bill Mulder. It's going to be a great time. And, of course, KB's furry friends over there at Ozarks Cat and K9, sponsored by our good friends at our veterinary at the lake. We've got a great show lined up for you, as I said, and we've got a lot of great sponsors backing us up. Our title sponsor, the wonderful Lacasse family at SRG Financial Advisors, Ozark Barge and Dock, Budget Blinds, our veterinary at the lake, and we want to thank everybody who's helping us to stay cool during these hot summer days at Culligan, Lake of the Ozarks, the official bottled water of What's Burnin'. All we ask is that you stick around and hang out and tell your friends about us, because the show airs actually, today and 7 days a week at 7:02 a.m., 5:02 p.m., and 11:02 p.m. So stick around right here. We've got more coming up on Lake TV.
While the financial services industry for years has focused on products, pricing, and performance, or things we refer to at SRG as the how, our focus for our clients has always been around their why. And without fail, over all these years, those whys have centered around family, occupation, and recreation. Think legacy issues, retirement, or achieving a work-optional lifestyle, and checking off those important things on that recreational bucket list. Our foundational approach remains a focus on the things that matter most to our clients and the things that together we can control. And where those two things overlap, that's where we live and work every day. That's SRG Financial and the Mile Marker Formula.
It was a Saturday. Chris was a good dad. His water practices, not so much. Hey, Chris.
Hey, Culligan. Got a water pitcher for the fam. Pretty safe, huh?
Well, basic water pitchers are passable, whereas a Culligan reverse osmosis system can reduce lead, arsenic, pesticide runoff.
You realize these have filters?
Chris, pour it out.
It's not going fast enough. Just done with that.
When your water's right, so is your world. I wrote that!
Looking for blinds, shades, shutters, drapes, or bedroom makeovers? On a budget? You need Budget Blinds in Laurie. Bring your ideas to us, or let our design consultants help you create the perfect look for your home. Because Budget Blinds is nationwide, our collective buying power enables us to search many major brands to bring you the blinds, shades, shutters, and drapes you want for less. Budget Blinds. Call us for a free consultation. Budget Blinds, the best in custom blinds and window coverings.
You want a dock that will withstand the wake from a million boats? Want a dock that's different from the usual dock? Then you want Ozark Barge and Dock in Gravois Mills. Ozark Barge and Dock, now celebrating 33 years of building the best dock on Lake of the Ozarks. And we guarantee every dock we build. So when it comes time to build your custom dock, trust the best and go with Ozark Barge and Dock, building the best dock at the lake for the last 33 years.
There's a new radio station at the lake, a radio station that's geared towards the community, a radio station where you can have a hand in what we do. Welcome to Key Radio, a community-based radio station that invites you to be a part of the solution. We encourage you to become a content creator. That's right, you provide the content. Listen in at 89.3 or online at keyradio.live. To find out more about becoming a content creator, call 573-280-0532.
Your furry friends are more than pets, they're family. And at our veterinary, we understand that. With multiple locations, we can service your pets when and where you need it. Our team of professionals offers routine wellness, orthopedic care from broken bones to joint repair, and even emergency services. We are ready to welcome your pet to our family with medical or preventative care. With multiple convenient locations, our veterinary is the team providing exceptional care for your pet when and where you need it.
Hey, welcome back to What's Burnin' here on Lake TV, and we are happy to have this gentleman to my left, Mr. Ike Skelton, in the studio with us. He is a candidate for presiding commissioner of Camden County. Thanks for coming in, Ike.
Thank you for having me, KB.
Always great to have you along with us, and I guess let's just kind of dive head first right into things. Sure. We're getting close to the finish line. How's the campaign going at this point?
It's fun. I'm really having a good time. It's a lot of hard work, but I'm really enjoying meeting folks and talking to them, finding out what their issues are. The amount of support that we have gotten is just, it's phenomenal. Yeah. A lot of people want to see change in the county, and I believe they see us as that change.
Some of the things that you're campaigning on, I know, include the need to really focus on roads and bridges. Mm-hmm. Planning and zoning is a huge issue in this county, and we've kind of been lacking the necessary, I don't know if you want to call it verbiage, regarding planning and zoning, because we have been without it in this area for so long. So previous administrations have tried to adapt and adopt along the way, and it's a little difficult. So at some point, I guess what we're going to have to do is more than likely come up with our own strategy, and that certainly is going to be a big endeavor. Nonetheless, so any thoughts on planning and zoning and where we'd like to see that go? Yeah,
a lot of times, governments find something that's already out there that other governments have used. Mm-hmm. It's something that's usually very generic because there are consortiums that sit down and they create these things for government entities. So a lot of times, it's a lot of work to come up with these things. So they will want to just kind of pick and choose and paste and copy, I believe we need to get a team back together of Camden County residents, developers, real estate agents, contractors that know the lake, they know the topography here, and can really come up with a plan that is not generic like what we have now. Mm-hmm. And what we have now actually was written by an attorney. And if you read the whole thing, I think you can find out it was written for attorneys as well sometimes. So I want to have something that's written for the people, and something that have a lot of input from the folks that live here. We're a very unique community in the nightly rentals that we have, the topography of the lake in and of itself, the freedom that we have here to be able to build the way we do. You don't see those in an awful lot of other man-made lakes that we have around the state and the country. So we're very unique here, and we need to have our own unique plans that the people of Camden County want. And once we get this thing written, we're going to have an enormous amount of public input. I would hope that maybe we could partner with Lake TV a little bit, or at least come on and bring people on board with what we have, and you folks will help spread the word for us to get more public involvement, because that's who it's for. It's for our people, and private property rights are paramount to me. Those are critical, and I think that when we get folks together and come up with something for us, created by us, I think everybody will be able to fit into it better, and it'll fit for everybody.
It's interesting because we have that unique feature. It's called the Lake of the Ozarks. And when you are trying to pull together bits and pieces from other areas, I think we really don't have the opportunity to focus as we normally would on our area and certainly what's important because it seems like you have issues all the time with people that are building homes, people that are wanting to put businesses up, especially in and around the lake itself, as far as restaurants or any other type of waterfront business. So sitting down, starting from scratch, as hard as that may be, it's obviously a task that needs to happen.
It does, and I don't know that the master plan has been addressed. You know, the people voted in planning and zoning around the lake area within, I think, 3.5 miles from the lakefront in the 90s, and the master plan was created, and I don't know that the master plan has really been revisited since then. So we may have to start all the way from scratch and look at that master plan and find out, with the spectacular growth we're seeing in Camden County and what I believe we have to offer in the future, that we'll be able to come up with something that maybe fits a little bit better on how the growth pattern seems to be happening and how the people of Camden County want us to grow. And from that master plan, we can then come up with that uniform land use code that really are kind of the regulations of the planning and zoning area. So yeah, it's going to take some time, but I think any good product has that kind of time and dedication put into it first.
Planning and zoning essentially lends itself to the next topic, roads and bridges, because you have to have the roads and the bridges necessary to get to various businesses, various locations. And, you know, for whatever reason you want to say, roads and bridges have been a very sensitive topic because I think a lot of people that travel through this area, they see a lot of the main roads. They don't see things that are off the beaten path. And those areas need to be addressed as well. It's a big task considering the size of this county and, again, the topography, the lay of the land. Your thoughts on roads and bridges?
Well, it is a daunting task, and it's something that I intend on focusing on. It's what I've told the constituency as I went around voters. I've talked to them, and that's what they want to focus on, and that's what I intend on focusing on. We've got a lot of road miles in Camden County in comparison to a lot of other roads. You know, that big dragon out there has got an awful lot of twists and turns around it, and that just increases your road miles versus a lot of counties that are set up on a grid pattern. So it is a daunting task, but I think we have the great people in Camden County to accomplish it. I think that we have the tax base to accomplish it. I think we just need to make sure that our priorities are put in that direction.
Litigation that the county's been dealing with over the years is also another point of contention with a lot of people. They would like to see a lot of these lawsuits and various things. Obviously, they have to be taken care of, but for the future of Camden County, I think we would like to reduce the amount of money we're seeing going towards litigation. Any thoughts there? Yeah,
there's almost $1 million that's being spent on litigation right now, and I think that's just that's devastating to our budget, you know, and also I think it also lends a bit of a just a problem with the community in general, you know, and then that atmosphere that you have with people. Look, county government, any government, is about the people and what the services the people need and how they have to interact. And I think that if you open everything up, I'm going to have an open door policy. I'm going to have a lot of meetings, just working meetings, to where the 3 commissioners will sit down and just discuss various issues and talk about things and get public input. I think that when you do that, that dispels a lot of the myths that are going on. It brings things out in the open so that you don't really have the atmosphere that would breed lawsuits. And if you do things above board, you do things the way you need to be done. Now, I'm not saying you're going to stop it all. I'm not that naive. When I worked for the Department of Corrections, I know for a fact that someone sued the state of Missouri so that they could have crunchy peanut butter in the prison system instead of just smooth. So I get you can sue anybody for just about anything. But if you do things above board and those folks realize that even though they try that, they're not going to win, then a lot of that stuff just kind of goes away.
You've been knocking on doors, you've been visiting with people throughout your campaign. What are some of the other areas of concern that people have in Camden County?
Well, you know, we've really touched on the biggest two, and that's road and bridge and the Airbnbs, the nightly rentals, and planning and zoning. Those are the two big problems that folks have here in Camden County. But right now, also transparency and knowing what's going on in our county government is a big problem. The agendas have not been very concise. People want to see things online. They don't want to have to come to a meeting if they don't want to, but they might want to check it out online. And if you do a proper agenda where people can see what's happening, they can then make a decision in their own life. Well, I don't need to go. This stuff doesn't concern me. I don't need to go to that meeting.
Right.
But maybe the next one I do want to go attend. So again, I think that openness is a big problem with folks, and they have that on their mind as well.
I think over the years, with the advent of technology, it's how you're able to apply that technology. Of course, it costs money. It's not free.
Sure, no.
And then, how do you utilize it for the good of your constituents and the taxpayers of Camden County? We can't go back and really talk about much in the past. All we can do is move forward. But there is obviously that need to be able to reach the most people based on what it is you have at your disposal.
Sure.
And I know sometimes that can be a little difficult, but with the right people, I'm sure you can figure it out.
Yeah, and there's people I think that are willing to volunteer to be able to do a big part of that, just because that'll help them learn more about what they're doing. And technology has changed so greatly that the cost has been brought down quite a bit. Most of the apparatus is already in the court building to do it, and I think they have actually just started doing it. But I want to make sure that that's there and people can actually go online and find out what's happening. And again, it just comes to openness again,
One final thought. You mentioned that open door policy, the ability to interact with people, transparency, and things along those lines. And I know that people always talk about that, but sometimes once you get into that position, you find it a little difficult. You're a businessman, obviously being a commissioner. What are some things that you'd like to see happen? Is there a specific day of the week? Is there a specific time of the month when you would sit down with the constituents, the taxpayers, the people, and try to have that open door policy, the open line of communications?
Sure.
What are your thoughts there?
So I think that if you can go out to the people and talk to them before they have to come to you, you're going to be doing a better job for them. You're going to serve the people better. So I'll certainly always be open. You can contact me. I'll contact our office. But I intend on going out to where the folks are. I'm going to go out to Climax Springs, Max Creek, Richland, Osage Beach, and out on HH, and just sit down and have coffee somewhere. I think that if you are open with folks, local media like yourselves here and other local media will help get the word out and help the county get that message out so that folks can meet with us when we go out to see them. I think that's critical to go out and continuously ask the people, how are we doing? How things are looking in your neighborhood?
Well, the election is obviously coming up on Tuesday, August the 2nd. The candidates have done their part. Now we're asking you to do your part and get out and vote. Ike Skelton, candidate for presiding commissioner of Camden County. Good luck to you, sir, and thank you for your time.
Thank you for your time.
Absolutely. Always a pleasure, and we're here for you, whatever you may need, with more right here on What's Burnin' on Lake TV.
Enjoying What's Burning with KB right here on Lake TV? Have questions, comments, or suggestions? Have an interesting story for KB to tell? Or maybe you want to be interviewed by KB on the show or are interested in sponsoring? All you have to do is reach out to KB at kb@mylaketv.com.
While the financial services industry for years has focused on products, pricing, and performance, or things we refer to at SRG as the how, our focus for our clients has always been around their why. And without fail, over all these years, those whys have centered around family, occupation, and recreation. Think legacy issues, retirement, or achieving a work-optional lifestyle, and checking off those important things on that recreational bucket list. Our foundational approach remains a focus on the things that matter most to our clients and the things that together we can control. And where those two things overlap, that's where we live and work every day. That's SRG Financial and the Mile Marker Formula.
You want a dock that will withstand the wake from a million boats? Want a dock that's different from the usual dock? Then you want Ozark Barge and Dock in Gravois Mills. Ozark Barge and Dock, now celebrating 33 years of building the best dock on Lake of the Ozarks. And we guarantee every dock we build. So when it comes time to build your custom dock, trust the best and go with Ozark Barge and Dock, building the best dock at the lake for the last 33 years.
Your furry friends are more than pets, they're family. And at our veterinary, we understand that. With multiple locations, we can service your pets when and where you need it. Our team of professionals offers routine wellness, orthopedic care from broken bones to joint repair, and even emergency services. We are ready to welcome your pet to our family with medical or preventative care. With multiple convenient locations, our veterinary is the team providing exceptional care for your pet when and where you need it.
Looking for blinds, shades, shutters, drapes, or bedroom makeovers? On a budget? You need Budget Blinds in Laurie. Bring your ideas to us, or let our design consultants help you create the perfect look for your home. Because Budget Blinds is nationwide, our collective buying power enables us to search many major brands to bring you the blinds, shades, shutters, and drapes you want for less. Budget Blinds. Call us for a free consultation. Budget Blinds, the best in custom blinds and window coverings.
There's a new radio station at the lake, a radio station that's geared towards the community, a radio station where you can have a hand in what we do. Welcome to Key Radio, a community-based radio station that invites you to be a part of the solution. We encourage you to become a content creator. That's right, you provide the content. Listen in at 89.3 or online at keyradio.live. To find out more about becoming a content creator, call 573-280-0532.
Hey, it's Wild Will.
It's Uncle Chris.
Right here at Slumberland at the lake.
Yeah, we've got the elections coming up, so we're going to be talking about that on a cup of coffee this week.
What a great taste of lake with Carmelitas, our friends in Laurie.
I'm still tasting that. And NFL picks, the NFL season's here, man.
That, and we'll have special guest Paula Brown on that and a whole lot more on this week's cup of coffee right here from Slumberland at the lake.
Hey, KB here, along with Bill Mulder for another exciting adventure throughout the great state of Missouri. Here in mid-Missouri, we are in Cooper County with On the Trail, as we have kind of ventured outside the Lake of the Ozarks. We've shown folks a lot of cool things at the lake. We want to show you some other great historical sites around the state of Missouri as well. So we are between Boonville and New Franklin as we begin our quest on the Santa Fe Trail. What's up, Bill?
Well, what's up is it's a warm day. It's middle of July, but you know it's Missouri, so
Yes,
it
sir.
gets hot.
Yes, sir.
And it's hot today, but we're having a good time. And we are in Franklin, Missouri. What's left, which is, that's it right there. There's nothing else. But Franklin, Missouri was a most important point of trade and commerce in our state. This was the start of the Santa Fe Trail. Now, the Santa Fe Trail went from here all the way down into Santa Fe, New Mexico. To start off with, we have to go way back in time to when the Spanish ruled Mexico. And the Spanish did not want their citizens having any trade with Native Americans, being mainly the Apache and the Comanche. Well, Mexico had a revolution, overthrew the Spanish. And when the Mexicans overthrew the Spanish, established their own government, they said, we're trading with everybody. Money's good. William Becknell in 1821, which by chance was when we become a state, and by chance when Mexico become an independent country, said, let's head to Santa Fe. How do we get there? Well, what they did is they started in Franklin here, and they followed the Osage Trace, which was the Osage Indian Trail. And it mainly followed the Missouri River, which would be across over here in front of us. And they went due west over here to Arrow Rock, Missouri. Now, everybody knows or have probably been to Arrow Rock at some point in their lives. They crossed there at Arrow Rock, got up on that ridge top, and followed Highway 24 over to a place called Westport, which is now Independence. And from there, they started across the trek on the plains through Kansas. And quite the trek it was. We're talking 900 miles from where we stand right here to get to Santa Fe, New Mexico. And a lot of this was just open prairie and nothing but grass. The trek was made in about 3 months' time. Now, he left here in September and arrived in Santa Fe in November. He made really good time. He did have some trade goods, pulled him with a wagons full of trade goods, pulled by horses. But he figured something out when he got to Santa Fe. You know what that was?
What's that?
You can sell wagons in Santa Fe, New Mexico.
Of course you can.
So he sold off the wagons and come back just by horseback. And the next trip they went, they had also figured out that as they cut across Kansas and then the northeastern part of the Panhandle, or northwestern part of the Panhandle, that was across the Comancheria country, the Comanche country. The Comanches very diligently said, "You are not coming across our country unless you pay tribute." And we like horses. So the next time they went, they took ox to pull it. The Comanche didn't raid as much, the Apache didn't raid as much, so they didn't have a hard of a time, and they took stuff to say, "Oh,
kind of greased their palms a little bit."
They did grease their palms. Huge.
That would be like the troll that guards the bridge and needs a little something to let you across.
Yep. Absolutely, the three billy goat gruff mentality.
Exactly.
So it worked out quite well for them. Now what they figured out is, after a couple of trips, they went, wait a second, we have wagons, we have oxen, they have stuff they want to sell, so they were bringing it back to Franklin. So the question is, why Franklin? Well, Franklin is what is known as part of the Boonslick country, and Boonslick has to do with water. We're going to be talking about Boonslick a little bit in another episode, but what they would do, Nathan Boone and his brother Daniel Boone's sons, were taking salt over here out of the water and then shipping it back down to St. Louis. And that road, the Boonslick Trail, is pretty close to where we're standing at this very minute. It was just north of the river. They stayed up out of the boggy area. So where we're standing here alongside the highway, that was pretty much the Boonslick Trail. And they said, we'll bring it back to this point. We'll get it here, put it on riverboats, downstream it goes to St. Louis, and we'll just get richer and richer and richer.
What's amazing is where we are standing right now, it incorporates so much history from the state of Missouri, things that people know across the country and around the world. And we're very fortunate to have the opportunity to explore the Santa Fe Trail, as you mentioned, the Boonslick area a little bit later on in another episode. But this is just fascinating, folks. I mean, just try to imagine, if you can, perceive it in your mind, what this area used to be like before all the buildings popped up, the roads and everything like this. This was pretty rough territory, I would imagine. And you said that the trek was made from September and he ended up in Santa Fe, New Mexico in November. Well, obviously, this is July. This isn't the time you want to be traveling out in the open.
Oh, but they did.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, that was just his first trip.
Oh, okay.
Once they got this all figured out, there were several trips going back and forth.
Right.
So they were going back and forth. They were bringing goods. Becknell, who later hooked up with Charles and William Bent, and you can go to Bent's Fort out in near La Junta, Colorado. That became quite the trade. There was actually two parts of the trail. When you got over by Dodge City, Kansas, Cimarron, Kansas, which is a little tiny town over there, you had a choice. You could go on the mountain route, which went straight over to near the Purgatory River in southwestern Colorado, and then went south. It was the wet route of the mountain route. Or you could take the dry route, which cut down across the Panhandle of Oklahoma, and it knocked about 100 miles off. But it was fought with danger. There was not a lot of water there. You were on the north edge of the Comanchero. You were on the north edge of the Apaches. There was rattlesnakes out there, and numerous people died from rattlesnake bite while on the trail, especially on that dry route.
Well, I would imagine, you're going into an area that's basically unknown to you, so you don't know about these things. You don't know about the Indians. You don't know about the indigenous reptiles and certain other things. You're used to what you have right here in your own backyard. So these people obviously learned along the way and talked to others. Maybe they were able to talk to others and get the word back as to what to expect. Certainly in working with the Apaches and the Comanches, this had to be something that was a very delicate process, and I'm sure a lot of people unfortunately died before any type of a pact was made.
They did, but the Comanche and the Apache were pretty smart folks, and I went, wait a second, there's money to be made here.
Yes.
We can get supplies from these folks. And that's exactly what Becknell figured out. If I help them, they're going to help me. We have this really great working relationship. And it worked out for everybody.
Yeah. So you mentioned as well, you know, we've talked about various people that have traveled the Santa Fe Trail. So you have people that are on horseback, but a lot of people traveled on foot.
A lot of people did travel on foot when they were doing the ox trails, that was by foot. The oxen pulled the wagons along with the mules and the horses, but if you were going down there, you didn't ride in the wagon, not like you see on TV, you're walking beside, simply because you didn't want to wear the animals out. You wanted them to be healthy because that's how you got stuff there and back. So yeah, you walked beside it. And it's like, I think I looked as we got out of the vehicle, and it's only like 90 something right now. But can you imagine walking in 100 and some degree heat across this and then getting out in the 100 and some degree heat out in the plains? A little bit tough.
I guess you really had to kind of plan things out, and you know, where we can stop places and rest and relax, those people had absolutely none of that.
Right.
And so everything that they needed had to be with them. So you had to check, double check, triple check, because missing something or not packing something, it could be fatal.
It could be, and that's what happened to a lot of them. Those that were not prepared suffered a very cruel fate. Those that had been on the trail a few times knew what to do, knew how to set it up. And Becknell run a really tough company, as well as the Benson did. And they said, you will do these things, and this is how it's going to be done. And it was pretty much owned by them. So they knew what to do, they knew what to expect, they knew how to prepare and be ready to go. And they went through there even through the winter, which I cannot even imagine crossing the plains in the wintertime.
Well, I mean, so many things happened in the central portion of the United States. You remember the years where they had all the dust storms and people were actually living out and trying to endure those. So they learned a lot about nature, more so than watching a documentary on TV. They had it right there in their faces. So there are still remnants of the Santa Fe Trail to this day.
Yes, if you want to travel the Santa Fe Trail, it's quite easy to do. You actually come here to this site of New Franklin, or of Franklin, and you can start off here and follow the trails. And there's little signposts along the way that'll say you're on the Santa Fe Trail. There are brochures you can get that will show you the trail, and you can just follow it. I've done that. Jody and I have traveled both the mountain route and the dry route, all the way from here.
Which did you like better?
Scenery-wise, I like the dry route better, because you go through some really interesting volcanic country down in New Mexico, northeastern New Mexico. It's much more scenic. We just loved it. You know, we were talking earlier about things of monuments. Well, this one we're standing by is fascinating. First newspaper west of the Mississippi. Can you believe that? Was right here where we're standing today.
Was there ever a slow news day?
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm sure it was. Well, there's a log floating down the river.
Yeah.
But this is where and I just really caught me off guard when I read that. As I was researching for this, I did not know this was the first newspaper in the west of the Mississippi, here in what used to be Franklin. Fascinating.
You've got the Missouri Intelligencer and the Boone's Lick Advertiser, and you have the folks that put that together. The first number was issued April 23rd, 1819.
Yeah.
I don't know what there is to talk about Mrs. O'Leary's cow, but that was in Chicago. There had to be something out here. As you said, maybe a log floating down the river, or I think maybe newspapers at that particular time were more about informing the people about the weather, certainly things like the crops, and talking about farming issues maybe.
Well, one of the things that they would have certainly published and discussed would have been a train left for Santa Fe today, or a train has arrived back, or a company headed toward the Oregon Trail passed through. Because this is where you come, you did top off your supplies here, then you went on over toward Westport Independence area, and then got on whatever the Mormon Trail, the Oregon Trail, wherever you were headed. But this was the stop because you were coming up the main road, which again was just right across in front of us here, and then you went on over to Arrow Rock, across there, and then you were off. That was the last big river crossing you had if you went, especially on the Santa Fe Trail.
So we found an actual marker that does denote the Santa Fe Trail, 1821 to 1872, as it says here, marked by the Daughters of the American Revolution and the state of Missouri. And this is obviously of some significance. I don't know how many people stop by here and get their picture taken with it, but this does indeed justify the existence and the start of the Santa Fe Trail, which was obviously in this area. But we talked about a lady, and she was a very interesting lady because again, she was one of those people that walked the Santa Fe Trail.
She did.
But she didn't just walk it, she
pulled a trade card.
Pulled a trade card, yes. Let's talk a little bit about this lady.
You know, and unfortunately, I tried to research her out again. I cannot remember her name.
Mm-hmm.
I saw this in a museum down in Santa Fe.
Right.
And the trade cart we're talking about was probably, the wheels were probably 4 foot tall, big round wooden wheels.
Mm-hmm.
We're not talking Goodyear rubber. We're talking wooden wheels with a metal band around them. And the bed of the trade cart was, I would say it could probably hold 3 to 4 cubic yards of goods in it. And she pulled it. Made a literally pulled that thing. Made a couple of trips.
No oxen,
nothing.
It was all her power.
And she was quite the lady, very independent spirit, all on her own. And wow, what a woman to do that. She was driven, to say the least, and motivated to have a little money. Well, only a couple of 3 trips did she make, and then I think probably her health got the best of her, if I recall the story correctly. And she said, you know what, I can go back down into St. Louis, I can sit there with my feet up and be quite comfy.
It's amazing because so many people covered the Santa Fe Trail, and you know, what was their motivation? Do we know every reason why every person traveled the Santa Fe Trail from here down to Santa Fe, New Mexico and back? I would imagine maybe some people wanted to start a new life. Some people had goods to sell. They wanted to make money. There were probably a variety of reasons, but it's just so amazing that you've got the Santa Fe Trail starting here in Missouri and the trek of what, over 900 miles?
900 miles.
These people would make literally any way they possibly could. If they had horses, if they had oxen, that was great. But if they were dedicated and diligent enough, they'd go on foot.
Well, and they felt that they had to, because this was a period of manifest destiny in the United States, and people that we had to conquer everything from shore to shore between the Pacific and the Atlantic. So a big part of doing the Santa Fe Trail, not only was that trade, but it was to open up that western country to trade. And then eventually we had our Mexican-American War, and we were able to get those countries, those areas ceded to us that become California, Arizona, Nevada, part of Colorado, and obviously New Mexico. So a lot of different reasoning goes into this. Basically, like I said earlier, follow the money and you're going to get to the bottom reason. Money and power drive a lot of things here. Even if you were going to hit the Oregon Trail and go to Oregon from here, you were still looking to have more money and have a better life. So that's kind of what drives us.
There's always something that drives us. As human beings, we want to know. We want to figure out what in the world is out there. And we also came across another interesting marker.
We did.
Regarding Lewis and Clark.
This very site was visited by Lewis and Clark around June 8th in 1804. And that Lewis and Clark trip had a lot to do with Franklin and Boone's Lick. And by golly, you know, money talks, as they say, and they started talking about this, and folks downriver around the St. Louis region already knew of the salt licks up in this area. So it became more and more of a driving force. Why move here? Well, has to do with money, has to do with a place that you could come upstream. There's a good white spot in the stream. It's a good place to build a town, and they did. And if you look out across these cornfields behind us, you're looking right at where Franklin once stood.
Why was the need to move the town?
Because it flooded.
Yes.
The Missouri River is just a few hundred yards behind us, and as you look across there, and you see that hill in the background, that would be all floodplain. So the Missouri River had the ability to get all the way over there, as we found out in 1993 when it did flood this area.
Yes, it did.
All the way from the Boonville Bluffs, all the way to those hills you can see back there in the distance.
Where we're standing was literally underwater.
It was underwater with a good flow.
Yeah, and it certainly has produced a nice fertile soil that they utilize for the corn and soybeans and other things that they grow in this particular area. But I'll tell you what, one of the things that you just have to be impressed by as far as the people that traveled the Santa Fe Trail was their perseverance. If they got hung up somewhere, if it was because of the terrain, if it was because of the Indians, if it was because of anything, they found a way to persevere and get through it. And I wonder if we couldn't look back on those people and learn a lot about perseverance ourselves.
We truly could. You know, today we're going somewhere, I don't feel too good. Can we put it off till tomorrow, or can we hang out in this hotel for another night?
Right.
Yeah, there were no hotels. But they made sure that they were ready for it too. And one of the things they made sure they were ready was in the way they dressed. They made sure they had good boots on, good walking boots. They had good clothes on. And you know what most of those clothes were made of, especially the pants?
Wool.
Wool.
Yeah.
It breathes. They would wear light colored shirts and sombreros. This is actually a sombrero, and that's a Lake TV sombrero.
Yes, it is.
And the reason these were so popular, this started coming back up the Santa Fe Trail from Santa Fe, is strictly because of the brim on this thing. And I mean, it does make a difference. I'm pretty comfortable right now because I don't have the sun coming down on my shoulders. And there's not a lot of covering up underneath this hat anymore, so, you know, to avoid skin cancers and other things, you'll see me with a hat on of some sort. But this was the hat that you would have encountered on the Santa Fe Trail, and they did bring these back from Santa Fe and sold them off, and people went, wow, I have shade.
What a great idea.
Well, it's a wonderful idea.
Any form of comfort on a day like today is considered just wonderful. We've got a nice breeze, but we also don't have the sun beating down on our faces, on our necks, because I don't know about you, but one of the worst sunburns in the world is your forehead, across your nose, under your eyes, and across the back of your neck.
No, there's one worse than that.
Oh, well.
When you sunburn the top of your head to the point it blisters.
There you go.
Then you know you've been sunburned.
That's right. Every bit of protection helps, and you had a lot of smart people who did a lot of amazing things, crossed a great expanse of the United States from right here where we are in Missouri to Santa Fe, New Mexico on the Santa Fe Trail. Hey, speaking of being on the trail, that's what we're doing here today. Bill Mulder, KB, we got more good stuff for you coming up, so please, please stick with us and learn more about the state of Missouri and all of the great things that have happened here on the trail on What's Burnin' on Lake TV.
While the financial services industry for years has focused on products, pricing, and performance, or things we refer to at SRG as the how, our focus for our clients has always been around their why. And without fail, over all these years, those whys have centered around family, occupation, and recreation. Think legacy issues, retirement, or achieving a work optional lifestyle, and checking off those important things on that recreational bucket list. Our foundational approach remains a focus on the things that matter most to our clients and the things that together we can control. And where those two things overlap, that's where we live and work every day. That's SRG Financial and the Mile Marker Formula.
There's a new radio station at the lake, a radio station that's geared towards the community, a radio station where you can have a hand in what we do. Welcome to Key Radio, a community-based radio station that invites you to be a part of the solution. We encourage you to become a content creator. That's right, you provide the content. Listen in at 89.3 or online at keyradio.live. To find out more about becoming a content creator, call 573-280-0532.
Looking for blinds, shades, shutters, drapes, or bedroom makeovers? On a budget? You need Budget Blinds in Laurie. Bring your ideas to us, or let our design consultants help you create the perfect look for your home. Because Budget Blinds is nationwide, our collective buying power enables us to search many major brands to bring you the blinds, shades, shutters, and drapes you want for less. Budget Blinds. Call us for a free consultation. Budget Blinds, the best in custom blinds and window coverings.
You want a dock that will withstand the wake from a million boats? Want a dock that's different from the usual dock? Then you want Ozark Barge and Dock in Gravois Mills. Ozark Barge and Dock, now celebrating 33 years of building the best dock on Lake of the Ozarks. And we guarantee every dock we build. So when it comes time to build your custom dock, Trust the best and go with Ozark Barge and Dock, building the best dock at the lake for the last 33 years.
Your furry friends are more than pets, they're family. And at our veterinary, we understand that. With multiple locations, we can service your pets when and where you need it. Our team of professionals offers routine wellness, orthopedic care from broken bones to joint repair, and even emergency services. We are ready to welcome your pet to our family with medical or preventative care. With multiple convenient locations, our veterinary is the team providing exceptional care for your pet when and where you need it.
It's our most protective wash yet. Introducing the Quick Car Ceramic Wash. It's an industrial-grade polymer solution with ceramic nanotechnology, resulting in high-end, advanced scientific protection of your vehicle's finish. The Quick Car Ceramic Wash. Try it on its own or with the monthly Unlimited Wash Club today. Quick Car. Quick, easy, and professional every time. Now open in Camdenton with new locations in Jefferson City coming soon.
Welcome to another edition of Furry Friends on What's Burnin'. I am Megan Albers, filling in for KB, and of course here with Mary Meow Me Tilly from Ozarks Cat and Canine. Who do we have today?
Today we have Blue Angel.
Blue Angel.
She is a beautiful 11-month-old blue nose pit mix.
Yep.
She came to us. She actually came in as a stray. We located her owner, and her owner was supposed to come for her and never did.
Aww.
So she's been with us about 2 or 3 months now, I think. Still waiting on a spay and neuter date because we've had a change of veterinarian recently, and we're waiting to get those surgeries caught up on. But she will be available very soon, and she is definitely a staff favorite here.
Oh my gosh, she's a sweetheart.
She is. All the girls here just absolutely love her. She does real good on a leash. She's good with other dogs, and she's just has a very calm and gentle personality.
She does, yeah. She's not big on like jumping on you at all. She'll get excited, but like she didn't really jump on us when we came out here. She rolled over for belly scratches. She's amazing, and my favorite is she's running around, her tongue's flopping everywhere. She's having the time of her life out here.
She is, yes, and she seems to do well with any other dog that we have put her with as well. So
that's good.
We always like to have those meet and greets with other dogs in the home just to make sure, but we don't have too many concerns about her with that.
Yeah, I think it'll be easy to adopt her out.
yeah, I think once she's ready to go, she'll go.
Yeah. So you mentioned a new vet. You want to talk about that?
So the vet that we had been using, which was Lake Dog and Cat, Dr. Lucas and his wife have retired. They've moved out of the country to Belize.
Oh, wow.
They bought a house down there about a year ago or so, and so this has kind of been in the progress for a while.
Yeah.
They sold their practice effective July 1st. And they have been bought out by our veterinary, who has
hey, what do you know?
been our sponsors for this program for so long, and now they're not only our sponsors, but they're our veterinarians.
That's great.
As well.
That's so good to hear.
So they will be leaving. They will be keeping the Lori facility open. Right now, they're looking for a vet to staff it full time, but in the meantime, we're trying to get everything transitioned over. All the new documents and paperwork and schedules and all that kind of stuff. But right now, Dr. Katie will be in that building 1 or 2 days a week, usually, to take care of our animals and to keep the Murphy's program going.
Yeah. And shout out to our vet and Dr. Katie. They are incredible people. I take my pets there. I know KB takes his pets there. They always go above and beyond, and her and I were talking off camera about Darth Vader earlier. We featured him last week, and he's got kind of a special situation going on with his hernia, and she's working hard to try to find a solution. So
yeah, some of the materials that she needs to do his surgery are in short supply right now, so she's trying to figure out what to do for him to get him fixed the way he needs to be with what she has available to her right now. Because there's a a lot of veterinarian drugs and materials that are in high demand right now.
Yeah. So you guys have a food pantry. How is that going? Is it stocked up? Do you need more?
Lately, we've been real good on dog food. We're kind of low on cat food at the moment. So especially the adult dry kibble.
Okay.
Any brand, any size bag.
All right.
We get in great big bags. We divide it up into smaller bags to give out. So.
Now, here's a question. Do you guys take partial bags, like if it's open?
We do.
You do, okay.
We have a lot of people who will bring us, maybe their pet has passed away, maybe their pet has decided it's gotten real picky all of a sudden and it won't eat what it's always ate.
Yeah.
And so they've had to, maybe the vets had them switch over to a new diet. So yes, we will take those bags as long as they are in date and dry, sealed up good so nothing's gotten into them.
That's good. All right. Well, let's get this beautiful girl adopted. Will you tell them how they can do that?
Yes. So you can either come to the shelter and fill out an application here and meet her in person, or you can go online on our website at ozarscatcanine.com, and there's a link on the home page to fill out our app. And then we'll get back to you as soon as we've had a chance to review it.
Perfect. Sounds good. Well, that does it for another Furry Friends on What's Burnin', sponsored by our vet. You're watching Lake TV.
Enjoying What's Burning with KB right here on Lake TV? Have questions, comments, or suggestions? Have an interesting story for KB to tell? Or maybe you want to be interviewed by KB on the show or are interested in sponsoring? All you have to do is reach out to KB at kb@mylaketv.com.
While the financial services industry for years has focused on products, pricing, and performance, or things we refer to at SRG as the how, our focus for our clients has always been around their why. And without fail, over all these years, those whys have centered around family, occupation, and recreation. Think legacy issues, retirement, or achieving a work-optional lifestyle, and checking off those important things on that recreational bucket list. Our foundational approach remains a focus on the things that matter most to our clients and the things that together we can control. And where those two things overlap, that's where we live and work every day. That's SRG Financial and the Mile Marker Formula.
Want to get to know local leaders a lot better? Join Lake TV for a new Community Spotlight show weekdays at 9, 3, and 7. We talk with local leaders to get their story and learn more about their organizations. It's the Community Spotlight show on Lake TV.
Looking for blinds, shades, shutters, drapes, or bedroom makeovers? On a budget? You need Budget Blinds in Laurie. Bring your ideas to us, or let our design consultants help you create the perfect look for your home. Because Budget Blinds is nationwide, our collective buying power enables us to search many major brands to bring you the blinds, shades, shutters, and drapes you want for less. Budget Blinds. Call us for a free consultation. Budget Blinds, the best in custom blinds and window coverings.
Your furry friends are more than pets, they're family. And at our veterinary, we understand that. With multiple locations, we can service your pets when and where you need it. Our team of professionals offers routine wellness, orthopedic care from broken bones to joint repair, and even emergency services. We are ready to welcome your pet to our family with medical or preventative care. With multiple convenient locations, our veterinary is the team providing exceptional care for your pet when and where you need it.
You want a dock that will withstand the wake from a million boats? Want a dock that's different from the usual dock? Then you want Ozark Barge and Dock in Gravois Mills. Ozark Barge and Dock, now celebrating 33 years of building the best dock on Lake of the Ozarks. And we guarantee every dock we build. So when it comes time to build your custom dock, trust the best and go with Ozark Barge and Dock, building the best dock at the lake for the last 33 years.
Hey, Jess. Yeah, Nicole, what do you need? Did you see that new listing in Sunrise Beach?
Yeah, it was just listed 2 minutes ago.
It has 150 feet of lakefront. And a brand new kitchen. I'm headed out there after I type this email. I'm on the phone with my clients. Hey, where are you going?
I already put an offer in, cash above list, and it's looking good.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, gosh.
Move
Moving to the lake is a ton of work, but not with Sunrise Movers, where we do the hard work for you. From packing up and delivering to your new home, or simply loading and transferring your belongings, Sunrise Movers is the obvious choice for your next move. Sunrise Movers strives for 5-star service with every move. In Florida, Texas, or California, yeah, we can get you there or move you here, no problem. Sunrise Movers, the exclusive movers of Lake TV. Give us a call today for a free estimate. At Sunrise Movers, we do the hard work for you.
Hey, it's another great episode of What's Burnin' in the books. Don't forget to check out some of the other great programming we have right here on Lake TV, including Cup of Coffee with Will Holtz and Chris Schneider, and the Community Spotlight with Chris Schneider as well. And high school football is right around the corner. Lots of great things coming up on Lake TV. I want to thank all of my wonderful sponsors, the good folks at SRG Financial Advisors, our title sponsor, Ozark Barge and Dock, Budget Blinds, our veterinary at the lake, and the official bottled water of What's Burnin', Culligan. Give them a call, let them come to your house and cool you off, and well, they can show you how to improve the quality of water in your home. It's a simple phone call at 573-346-5221. On a side note, folks, maybe some of you have heard about the personal issues that I'm currently dealing with. And as of right now, I'm not at liberty to talk a whole lot about it, but I will tell you that in the coming days and weeks, I have every intention of getting some folks in here who can possibly help you, that have helped me, and talking more about some of the things that I'm dealing with. First and foremost, though, I want to thank William Holtz and Chris Schneider for covering for me in my absence, and of course, my great Lake TV family who has been behind me all the way. And yes, indeed, a lot of great support from the community as well. Thanks to all my family and friends and heck, people I don't even know reaching out to me, offering their support, their prayers, and their thoughts. It has certainly meant a lot. We've got a great show coming up next week. As a matter of fact, our good friend Mr. Bill Lacasse from SRG Financial Advisors will be in studio to talk more about the financial situation that you might be involved in and what you can do to improve on that situation for the present and certainly the future. Don't forget about their mile marker formula. Jill McElwee, who has been the circuit clerk of Camden County, she is retiring and getting ready to enjoy her life. We're going to bring Joe in and have her talk about what a great run it has been over the years. She's obviously helped out a lot of people in this county, maybe even you. We'll also have another edition of Furry Friends. We'll head out to Ozarks Cat and Canine. Of course, that is sponsored by the good folks at our veterinary at the lake. In the meantime, join us at 7:02, 5:02, and 11:02 for What's Burnin'. Have a great week. We'll get back here and have some more fun showing off this beautiful lake of ours on Lake TV.